The storyline all season has been about opportunity, and this is Sandrock's opportunity. After all the talk, all of the way, they now face their first North American opponent. And Johnny, G2, what a North American opponent that is.
Oh my goodness, what a prospect, Shogun. I've been waiting for this ever since I saw the
Feels
bracket
real,
draw.
man.
I've been so eager to watch this one. Two of the most exciting teams to watch in all of RLCS worldwide, going head-to-head in round one. Nerves have been high for all the top seeds. Sandrock came in looking to capitalize.
Yeah, we already heard how they felt better on Zero Ping, but there's one thing between Zero Ping and another thing to be in that hype chamber. It becomes very, very legit at that exact moment. And G2 will feel the exact same way. An opportunity to get off to the best possible start over in the Swiss. See both teams trying to set themselves up off the backboard, and that is well cleared by JNAPS.
Oh,
hit by him.
whoa.
That's a little dangerous. Don't want to add another own goal to today's tally.
Looking like me playing sideswipe there. A little bit of a back pass from Senzo, but Ahmad had him covered. And that's what SRG are focusing on. They're trying to really nail the defense, because offense, they've got that in spades. But G2 recently, they've really upgraded their defense. So good offensively, and all of our RLCS Season X letting in a lot of open nets. But look at this already. Getting a lot of chances, end-to-end stuff in game one.
Ahmad looking for the backboard. Chicago will completely deny that. But still, good pressure going on. Chicago get another clear. You're not completely correct, though. G2 are kind of known as a bit of a wildcard team at times. Here's an up-fin for you. There's the shot. There's the save. Well kept out, but G2 looking to keep the pressure on. They're waiting in that midfield for their chance. Chicago wanted the pass. He is annihilated for his trouble. And Senzo can look to set up. More demos on the back line.
Yeah, nice demo there by Ahmad, but the flick is collected by Chicago. Gotta say, already, G2 looking exceptional. This is the first time I've seen a confident start from the top seed. I mean, Twitch chat doesn't think they're the top seed, but I do. I think Wavepug's prediction's pretty good. I think Sandrock game 1, G2 in game 5.
Oh, off the wall. Ahmad can at least get rid for now. It was such a blow when we originally heard that Khaled wasn't going to be able to get over, but Senzo,
oh yeah,
you feel like he almost deserves the opportunity more. It was such a disappointment when we heard that he was going to have to take a step back when the opportunity finally arose for the team. So he has deserved this chance just as much as anyone else, as that's going to be very dangerous. But if we're talking about opportunities, G2, back in Season 9, would have felt that was an opportunity lost for them. Ever since Season 7, they were waiting for another chance to go and win a title. They looked fantastic at the end of Season 9, and then didn't have a chance to even compete for one. So this, for them, is their own chance at getting a result that they will feel like they deserved years ago.
A great start for G2. They're looking clean. Touches looking powerful. There's a good chance for SRG, though. Senzo wants to double. He just misses. Wide open for TRK. And Sandrock came and opened the scoring.
TRK would have had that in his mind ever since he arrived in Stockholm. How am I going to score my first goal? He's not going to get an easier one than that. Put it in his mind. Maybe a double tap. Maybe a flip reset. Nah, just put it straight through the open net. What a setup.
Well, you know, if you look at my games, open nets look pretty tough. So I'm impressed. First, you know, open net 1-for-1. Great stuff from TRK. Here's Ahmad, wants to double. Oh, he pushed it off the floor. What a shot, but it's well defended, G2. Covered in their lines here. Tough one on the pass goal there from Dries, though. Really hard to read what's coming towards him.
G2 cannot afford to hesitate in this sort of game, because Sandrock Gaming do not look like the lights are getting to them. Underneath, Chicago can't find a way of putting that under the goalkeeper. 2 minutes left in game number 1. JNAPS, he's got options. Chicago is the option.
Ooh,
he couldn't find the net. G2, they're getting into good positions. They're not finishing off the plays, though. Here's another one. JNAPS, difficult angle to set up from, so goes for the backboard, and he's not got the support required.
I mean, that's a great pass, but no one's there. And I think the passer should know that no one's there, that G2 wasting a couple of good opportunities there. Have to give props to the pass initially, though. The space for Dries goes backboard. It is defended by TRK. Oh my goodness, what a monster challenge by TRK. It's going to hit the post. G2 nearly down by 2.
They've got to start putting that pressure on. 1-0, not really an overly dangerous scoreline, but once you start looking at that clock tick towards 1 minute, you're going to have to send more than you really want to. Back to the corner. Dries after some space. Ahmad not willing to give an inch. Over to the corner. Demo. And TRK. Nice and mature movement there. Just relaxed. Saw the play developing ahead of him. Allowed the ball to come back over. And look at the time that he has wasted just from that one play. Ahmad requiring support from Senzo. Oof. What a challenge. More time off the clock.
Yeah, great speed in the recovery there. Sandrock Gaming keeping a very, very clean midfield line here. That's almost open for TRK again. Chicago scrambles back for it, but it's G2 who are on the back foot here. They do this to everybody every single week we see them play, but now they are up against their own play style.
Maybe a big chance. Senzo all the way on the back line. Sandrock Gaming spoke about how they wanted to shore up their defense. So far, so good. Drees lays it off. Great vision of where the pass was supposed to go. Grab the interception. Low demo on one. They look to try and get a good challenge, Chicago. Can't quite get past the might of Senzo. The seconds tick away. Drees, where's the support? You realize he's probably have to go solo for a little while. There's the chance! TRK, what a save! Hasn't hit the floor just yet. Over to the far side. It's Drees! What a save going to get by Ahmad! It's still going to keep going on. Drops down dangerously. No boost! But Sandrock Gaming have survived!
Oh, what an onslaught by G2! But Sandrock Gaming get the win. And BDS getting a little bit of honorary mention as well there. They weren't happy with their 3-2 score earlier, clearly really forcing themselves back into the broadcast, but my goodness, what a game. TRK, 7 saves. What an unbelievable performance by him, and overall, saves aside, Sandrock Gaming's defense looks unbelievable. That was very impressive, not really what we expected coming into the event. G2 gonna need to step it up here.
Ahmad and the rest of Sandrock Gaming looking phenomenal in game number 1. Talk about close as you like. Wavepunk, I saw him look over and he just went, look, I'm right. He's one step of the way. He said game 1, I'm going to go over to Sandrock Gaming, and then the rest of it would go over to G2. We will see whether or not he is correct. But for the time being, TRK looking outstanding on the defensive side of the field. But I'm sure if you asked him, he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Well, this is the thing. TRK used to do this all the time. On his old team, Falcons, he was the rock at the back, and he had a couple of extremely mechanical teammates running riot in the midfield and up front, and they were the team who were fighting for the top spot in Middle East against Sandrock. Then, of course, Sandrock got him on their team. They're not just making themselves better, but also diminishing their own main competition. Now he's getting a chance to do that. He's playing Khaled's role. That might be 1-0. Oh, it's just out. The post saves G2 again.
And G2 will wonder how on earth these sort of plays are coming towards them. Cannot allow that off the kickoff.
I'll tell you what, it's that really close cheat. These Middle East players, they go so close when they're cheating. They've almost got another one here. That's well defended. Little post-pinch in defense by G2. But you have to look out for the close cheat from the Middle East teams. They give no space for themselves to react on the high ping.
No way!
Drees! Showing up huge. The rookie making it look like he's the most confident player on the pitch. Pre-flip, flip reset, goal.
And for Ahmad, he was the one that bumped him into it. Drees didn't really have that much boost to make that play, but as soon as the bump happened, then the play was on. G2 finally on the board. And Drees happy to get his LAN career underway with a goal.
This is exactly what G2 needed. A nice early goal that's going to settle the nerves, not just for G2, but Drees, who did get a miss in the goal they conceded in the last game. So absolutely ideal start here. And, despite losing game 1, G2 still played a good game. That's not something you can say about really any of the top teams, the top seeds we've seen. I feel like I watched nervy game 1s from everybody except, well, Envy, who then started to look nervous in the middle. Oh, what a save. That's still going to be open. Drees makes it 2 for G2.
Doubling up the scoreline. G2 settling down. Look at that for a setup. Ahmad had absolutely no chance. And if you had no chance in the original play, you got no chance against the shot. Just over a minute in, and G2 not letting that first game get to their heads. We saw Sandrock and how well they did when they got the lead. Now they've got to go chasing for a game. Entirely different style of clock management now up against them.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that well. They know how to make comebacks, but, also at the same time, G2 know how to run away with a game. And that's what we're seeing right now. G2 again pressuring SRG. And it looks like we might have some shenanigans going on here. I'm sure that'll be resolved momentarily. But, if we talk about this matchup so far, in terms of what we expected and what we're seeing, I feel like it's delivering. We're seeing all that offensive firepower from both teams, and we're seeing those clutch plays already. So far, I think the highest skill level on the pitch this early in a series.
I swear I was listening and not completely admiring just how cool the hype chamber looks.
Look at that.
That is it. We walked into it the other day and it just feels surreal. It's like a futuristic zone that you just walk in and go, oh, all right, that is something else. And We are waiting, obviously, to see what is wrong and get that all fixed up, get ourselves back into game number 2. But for G2 Esports, they know what they're up against. Obviously, there's been some talk. I feel like G2, the sort of opinion of them is always maybe a little bit lower than maybe their play level is actually at, because they got second place. They've won a regional very recently. G2 are in form. You know, I mentioned earlier on about how Season 9 felt like a lost opportunity to them.
Yeah.
But they've got the same form coming into the Stockholm Major as they had for Season 9.
Yeah, it's about that man closest to your camera there, Dries. He's really been on point so far. That was the question mark. Chicago and JNAPS, they've got a ton of experience in this position. You know, not that it's really helped a lot of the other LAN veterans that have already played on stream today and look nervous. Turbopulsa especially tweeting out that he's feeling pretty nervous. Glad that he's got the first series jitters out of the way. But G2, I think so far, out of all the top seeds I've seen, looking very calm. Even though they've gone down early, losing one game here, they knew exactly what to do. They started off strong. Well, I say that, they almost conceded a kickoff goal, but they started off strong in the very next play. As long as they keep an eye out for those kickoff strategies coming out of SRG, they're looking like they can come back here.
Well, quick technical pause over. We are back into game 2. Still 2-0 to G2 Esports. Might even be 3 if JNAPS can get this play to go off. Goes high, goes low, and enough contact made by the defender to keep it away from the danger.
TRK gonna need to pull out another unbelievable defensive show of stops if G2 keep this up. This interception there by Ahmad. Now beaten to the ball with Senzo. It looks like G2 are really trying to put the pressure on SRG here. Almost worked at the end of game 1. Then you know, it ain't broke then. Why fix it? Just keep going. The result isn't all that matters. You've got to look at how those plays were going. They're definitely getting chances. Here's another one for G2.
G2 are doing a very good job with the pace in the last game towards the end. The only difficulty for them is they didn't have the lead. So it was very easy for Sandrock to hold a player back, don't need to overcommit to it. But in a game now where Sandrock have got to go chasing, got to be aggressive with that third man, then G2 can use that pace to find opportunities. TRK waiting for his chance. He's just going to dart his way out, ask for a bit of help. And help is provided. Now Senzo back over to his teammate. Can they get the pass off one more time? Oh, goes TRK.
Wow.
And the shot is shut down by Dries.
A really nice passing play by Sandrock Gaming. Loving the control in the back corner. No rush yet. They've got half the game to go. They're taking their time with their possession. Love, you know, all of what I'm seeing from both teams here. The composure is clear to see. You know, the G2 fans, I'm sure, started off feeling pretty nervous after seeing the bracket, but I think they're settled into this one now.
One thing that does worry me right now for Sandrock Gaming is the amount of times we are seeing TRK in the 1v1 and 1v2. Oh my goodness! Oh! That had to go in! Ahmad ends up not even hitting the post, but sliding it all the way up towards the ceiling. One more time off the backboard. Chicago, that's dangerous. First one there! And this time, he will not miss!
Yeah, a bit of a mistake there by Chicago. He was not quite able to get his side onto the ball here. Drops it straight down instead of hitting it into the corner. And this time, when Ahmad doesn't have to guess where the ball is through the smoke screen left behind from a demo, he does get the goal. Sandrock Gaming within 1.
Again, that kickoff looking very good, but this time G2 losing it towards that back corner. Always a very favorable position to start the next play as we go towards the backboard. Booming clear. Dree's got to read that off the ceiling.
Well played.
Now Sandrock have eased their way into game number 2. A bit rocked in that opening minute. Senzo, good challenge. He can follow that. Dries knew that he couldn't afford for a clear. Played it up to the corner. That's a little bit safer, but still, G2 are under pressure. They've got 2 players gone. They just have to turn it on net. Players are now starting to return for G2, but it wasn't enough. And Sandrock Gaming tie us up.
Senzo Rock Gaming. Look at this guy go. 1v1 with Chicago. Backflips, baiting the flip from Chicago to get a block on target. What technique by Senzo. You know, a lot of people are calling this sub-rock gaming. I think that is disrespectful to this guy. He deserves to be here, not just because he waited so long, but because he is absolutely insane.
He is at the level. And right now, he has leveled G2 Esports lead. Sandrock back over to the corner. Senzo, can he get another block? Can he ever? That's going to at least help his team reposition themselves. Even try and set up. Chicago's quite far forward. Absolutely needed to get a bit of contact. JNAPS does read that TRK was going to be the passing option. But even then, it still turned very difficult for them. Another good block. Up goes Senzo off the backboard. It's going to be a little bit slow towards him. Doesn't get the follow-up, but still, Sandrock Gaming getting less opportunities, but they're getting better opportunities.
It's the 50-50s. They're completely crushing G2 in the challenge game every single time. Now here's a free shot for G2. Straight down the middle. There was a couple of goalkeepers there. Chicago with a follow-up off the bar. G2 just can't get the goal.
All right, well, the first shot was too safe. The second shot was too far away. Just about to start narrowing in where those need to go. And they might get their third chance just now.
Yeah, G2, plenty of time left in this game if you go to OT, but they'd rather get it done now. Looks like they're going for that overtime at the moment, though. They were pretty low on boost. Where's Sandrock going to go for on the kickoff? They've been a bit cheeky. Now it's just a back left towards Senzo. Possession, Sandrock Gaming.
It's not the best first touch, though, from Senzo. He's invited the challenge from Dries. Dries very happy to accept the invite. Second chance, though, from Senzo.
It looks like G2 are trying to stand off. They don't want any more 50-50s with Sandrock at the moment, and I don't blame them. Well played there by Chicago. You know, G2 still getting hard hits on the ball consistently. SRG having to stay back. Drop down from G2. Is anybody there? No. JNAPS decides to stay back on it.
Senzo wants the follow. Has he got the boost? It's an open ball from TRK. He looks for the net, and Chicago palms the ball away, at least temporarily. That's a great play. JNAPS, time on the ball, looks for the shot. 2 players required. Who's going to be the first to it? Senzo ends up cleaning up the mess. JNAPS another opportunity. That's pretty much a nothing hit, really. Does now open up TRK's opportunity to get rid.
Not a lot of boosters SRG, but these guys are very efficient with their movement, with or without being put to the test here. JNAPS to the back wall. Control from Ahmad. Confident in his air dribble setup to go clear, and yet another 50-50 win for SRG. There's 2 players going for the ball, though. TRK looks awkward, and he is going to be so glad that JNAPS, or rather Chicago, did not make contact.
Now a chance to get to the other side of the field. It's off the backboard. Oh, because Ahmad, it was a nothing shot, but he's wrong-foot the goalkeeper from 2-0 down to a 3-2 victory. Sandrock Gaming are on match points.
Oh, look at the placement by Ahmad. Chicago pre-jumps near post, and he just slyly puts it behind him. And the lime green car is looking good on the RLCS LAN already. Sandrock Gaming, we all knew these guys were going to be a problem for a lot of teams, but I'll be honest, I thought G2 would figure them out after 1 game, and it looked like I was going to be right earlier on, but I admit, Sandrock Gaming are even exceeding my expectations, and that should be very worrying for people who know the expectations I had for this team.
Sandrock Gaming looking incredible right now, but I know somebody that looks even more incredible. It's Dries with these sort of goals. Look at this. Goes right over the top. And G2, it started off so well. They were looking fantastic, and then it started to slip away from them. Senzo coming up clutch. You said that he was not merely a sub. He was here to try and take over, and Sandrock Gaming have done exactly that. They've taken over the series. They look to take over the entirety of the RLCS. But for now, we're going to let you get taken over by Orb, waiting over in the Swiss Abyss.
All right, thank you. I'm standing here in the Swiss Abyss. Sandrock winning this one, pushing G2 to the limit. This is what I love about the Swiss Abyss and the main stage, is that everything is so connected. So as these matches are going on, you got the B stream, Renegades just winning over Endpoint. So the action is fearless, non-stop. Don't forget, you got the A stream and the B stream. The action continues. Guys, I'm sending it right back to you for more.
Well, if anyone's surprised by that one, we'll send you all the way to your memory banks about Madrid, where this is not the first time that European first seeds have struggled at the start of these tournaments. Sounds like Endpoint are turning up and doing a little bit of a reciprocity to us here, Johnny.
Well, Endpoint in Swiss, you know, it's a real heartbreak for a lot of Endpoint fans watching them in Swiss, but you can't be mad. CJ just won a game. He won a series on LAN. It happened. And you could hear the yells in the Swiss Abyss during another interview. That was Renegades celebrating. So amazing for them. Ground Zero, GZ, and Renegades both looking great. All of the minor region teams showing up. This is, I'd say right now, a 5-region LAN. Waiting for Verdi, Tokyo Verdi, to show up. Hopefully they can. Sandrock on the back foot again against G2 Esports in Game 3.
Looked for the pinch. Couldn't quite turn that one in, but for G2, they'll be very happy to have just had a little bit of extra time to resettle down. Oh, okay. A little bit of a leave there from Sandrock Gaming, but they're now going to chase down to the other side of the field. And G2, the one thing they'll be disappointed by is the fact that they got the lockdown play done. They were stealing the boost. They were in a fantastic spot and a position that a lot of North American teams, a lot of worldwide teams have really struggled against when they just go full pace. But Sandrock held on and found their counterattack.
Well, Sandrock just showed that you don't need to rush the comeback. They saw the clock. You know, the best time to be 2 goals down is with a lot of time left on that thing. And they took their time. They waited for their chances. And, you know, I almost said they're clinical. Then I remembered Ahmad did miss an open net. So I'll, you know, retract that before I say it and then call myself
Senzo
out
is clinical.
anyway.
We'll give Senzo it.
It's the 50-50s, and that is exactly what Senzo showed. They have absolutely destroyed G2 with the 50-50s, with the challenges, and yet another one. Senzo just goes right through a G2 player like he's not even there. They have to figure out a way. If they're not going to go even or beat SRG in 50s, fake challenges, run ahead demos, just anything other than just taking that challenge. That's what G2 have got to be doing.
Getting outpaced right now, G2. Back to the midfield, Ahmad realizes he doesn't like where Geneps was and just, again, as you mentioned, took his time. There's no rush. And for Sandrock, that's meant that they've managed to avoid a lot of pre-set up blocks, a couple of dunk attempts, the interceptions. G2 are reading the game well, but they've not had the opportunity. CRK, another huge save.
CRK just making it look easy at the moment. Oh, that's wide open though. Ahmad, can he cover him?
Oh, what a save!
Ahmad!
How do you keep that out?
Pulls it back from beyond the grave. Still a tie game. G2 have got absolutely no idea how to take it past SRG at the moment.
That is the tilter, if you've ever seen one. But G2, they've got to get themselves back into this. That one was about as sure as a goal as you could ever get to without it going in.
You know, I was ready, Shogun. I was ready to say, well, look, they've left their open net. That's the thing we expected to happen.
That was something else, man. I have never seen a save like that.
Well, you know, I've got to say, I did have a chance to watch NRG play ERA earlier on today. ERA had a couple of similar saves to this. It's the defense to the minor regions that's really impressed me so far today. And from early on in the tournament, G2 actually up against it here consistently. Not just a flash in the pan. SRG, again, there's no way through these guys. Senzo crushes yet another challenge.
You said that this was the LAN of opportunity. It's exactly what it's been thus far, because we're not just saying that because everybody gets an opportunity. Of course, that's fantastic. Geneps has got his own opportunity. But it's because as well, we've mentioned just how many of these pros feel so nervous, even the ones that have been here so long. And this means that these regions, the OCEs, the MENAs, you know, APAC, South America, all of them are now on equal footing. They're not coming in later than everyone else. Everybody is nervous, everyone wants to do their best, and everyone is terrified of making a mistake.
Shots on target, of course, saved. SRG continuing to add to their stats in that tally. They've not had to do a lot of that in the regionals this season. Boy, have they put the work in while boot camping. They did that in Saudi Arabia before coming to Sweden. They've been grinding since they got here. First on the infield pass is Ahmad. He sends it behind his man again. Looking for those shots behind pre-jumping G2 players. Worked for them in the last game, working for them now.
Back into the mid. Dries pops the ball on. Geneps has got time. Didn't find the reset, though. Can't quite tell if that was supposed to be a reset or a drop down to Chicago.
Yeah,
either way, it was kind of between the two.
Yeah, if it was a drop down, it wasn't communicated early enough. Chicago already leaving the scene. Not that a drop down pass was a bad idea. TRK walking through G2 players like they're not even there once again. It's Senzo. Oh, what a save on the recovery by JNaps. They've got more to do though, and Dries keeps it out for G2.
Chicago needs to find a way past TRK. He's done exactly that.
Ahmad has options left here. He's going to go himself, and this guy can really just do anything with a Rocket League ball. A little bit more boost, he would have been back on it. JNaps sends it halfway. Chicago sends it over the halfway, but Senzo's waiting for him. It's back and forth. It's both teams' posture for OT. G2 will quite happily take it. Sandrock, they don't want to go there. Ahmad! Sends another redirect straight into the G2 net. 3-0!
Anticipate no more! Sandrock Gaming have arrived! Middle Eastern Rocket League has arrived! And they have taken down and swept G2 Esports. The bottom might have just fallen over, but Sandrock Gaming, they stood tall. Johnny, after all the talk, all the hype, everything we waited for, they delivered. They stepped up to the plate.
Oh man, I should have just believed myself. I've been hyping these guys up for years, but even I thought G2 would be too much for them. What a game. What a series. Sandrock Gaming have exceeded expectations. The defense looks extremely good. And we always knew they had the offense. That is just a, open net. That's a simple goal for Ahmad. If anybody's been watching this guy on the come up for years, I might add, the time they've had to wait for this moment, that is what he does every single day.
What a story, and I cannot wait to see what they've got in store for us. But thankfully, we've got more Rocket League in store for you. You're just got to wait after this break.